All of you know that in chemical engineering, if you see the reactions or the any process, even unit operation also or unit processes, they are always complex. If you are going for the single phase, single reactant reaction, somehow it is very easy to design it. Say that if it is performed at the no exothermic, no endothermic, perform at the normal temperature, giving the proper conversion. But if it's slightly exothermic, endothermic, adiabatic, and so, involvement of the homogeneous, heterogeneous kind of the catalyst, one or two product, more than one reactant, more than one product, then the difficulty levels are increased and always that design is complex. Apart from this, then if there is a multi-phase kind of the system, solid is there, liquid is there, gas is there, mixing is also there, baffling is there, cooling, heating is there. Okay, so all aspects of say the mass transfer, heat transfer, your that process control, reaction engineering, chemistry, everything you have to use it. So if you find such kind of the equipment in our chemical industry, that is a blast furnace. All subjects or the things which you have studied till now will be applicable for the design of this particular blast furnace. But still there is no kind of a straightforward rule for the design of the blast furnace, mostly based on the certain thumb rule experience and certain our basic concepts. Based on that we design the blast furnace. Now in blast furnace also we may have the variations. Mostly we assume it as a plug flow, but still it is not a plug flow one. And how we can use these particular models, say that dispersion models or the tank in series model, to know the non-ideality in this particular one. So just consider that there is a flow pattern of a gas, because already solid is there in that blast furnace. So flow will be of the gas. So we pass the certain gas and we can measure the residence time distribution in this particular blast furnace. So this is the example for the blast furnace. So blast furnace. It's a kind of a blast furnace. We can just roughly we can draw. Okay. So we allow the ores to burn simply, is it? So definitely as we go upward, you will get the less particle size. So here we can say that the average diameter of the particles are around 32 mm. Here it is around some, can take it 35. This is as a 30 mm. Okay. And again at the top you may have the diameter as a some kind of a 38 mm. Okay, lightweight but having the higher diameter. So average diameter will be like this. Then height of this particular one from the base is around 5.08, which is in meter. Then if you go up, it is going to be 10.37 meter. Then go up again. So this will be the height 17.02. So height of this section will be difference of these two. So generally we use the coke and iron particle, iron ore, feed it, and from bottom there will be the kind of a oxygen for combustion of this particular ore. And here the iron ore, which is having the average diameter particle is around 15 mm, that is for iron ore. And we are passing the coke also. The diameter of particle is around 55 mm. So it has a 3 sections. So that is the starting. So 1, this one, 2, and this is 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now when residence time distribution has been performed, okay, so we are giving the tracer and pulse input we are giving by the gas and we measure it. So suppose this is the time scale, and if we draw it, so what kind of the curve you got it? So at particular first section, that means measure at this particular one, is coming to be some single peak like this, with mean residence time is 0.7 second. Then for the second section, it was measured at this particular one. It is observed that it is coming to be like this. More spreading will be there. And this will be 1.7 seconds. Then again, it was found that for the third one, which is measured, so it will be more spread, and which is at the t.5 seconds. Now, if you see our properties of that particular curve, which is on the page number, if you see that, that is figure 4 of chapter number 13, figure. Yes, figure number is, I think, yes, it is figure number. Yes. Figure number 4 from chapter number 13. I'll show you this. This is the figure. Okay. So we assume that there is a small deviation from the dispersion. I will come to this figure again. First, I will note down few values. So for this particular one, it is mentioned at 0.61. That means 61%. So these values are given as, it is given as how much it is? It is 0.3 second, 0.3 seconds. So it should be little bit low. Okay. And for this particular one, it is around 0.7 seconds, and point for this one. See, remember this 0.61% location will not be the same for all curves. It will be go down, down. For first one, it may be here. For second one, it may be here. For third one, it may be here. Okay. Because 0.61 E will be based on this value maximum. So this value is given as 1.4 second. Okay. So it is based on the E theta max. Now you can see this particular figure. So at this particular point, this difference is equal to what? 2 times square root of TD upon UL. Okay. So this difference will be this one. Okay. So what exactly we have to do it in this one? We have to assume that there is a axial dispersion model is applicable for the flow of gas in this particular one. We have to compare D upon UD for the middle section of the blast furnace with ordinary packed bed. Okay. So we have to verify that if this value is coming same with the packed bed, that means purely plug flow reactor can be applicable in this model. So if you see these particular equations, what we can see here, sigma theta square is equal to 2 times of D upon UL. So now it is very easy. You can calculate for this section, and this section. For this section, it is very easy. 2 upon DUL will be, if I write it for the section 1. Okay. So sigma theta square, that is 0.3. Divided by 0.7 whole square. Is it? Yes. It will be like this. And this is equal to, similarly you can get it for section 2. If I write 1, if I write 2 here, this will be is equal to what? 0.7 divided by 2 whole square minus 0.3 divided by 2 whole square. Is it? So similarly you can get for third one also. So you can get these values. Is it? So if you are going for the calculation for the section 2, what is the value of this one? I don't have the calculations. You can do it. And you can compare with your friends. Okay. So sigma theta square, and you are getting the D upon UL for this middle section. So we have to just compare with the packed bed. So once you get this value, we are just targeting for the section 2, or we can say the middle section. What is the value of this particular one? So when you are going for this one, you will have the D upon UL value, okay, for section 2. But when you are going for the packed bed, it should be D upon U dP, diameter of the particle. So we'll simplify our DUL if I multiply with the L and then diameter of the particle. So whatever value you will have, dispersion number, L will be length, that is 30 mm, and diameter of the, sorry, not 30 mm, it should be here. Length will be 10.37 minus 5.08. Is it? Sigma theta square is 0.20 and it is 0.0417 is dispersion number. I think so. Check it this one, okay? I'm not sure, okay? But someone has put it that Ashish Nanda Abhinit. Sigma theta square is also they have put it. Dispersion number, someone now Abhinit has put the value as a 0.10205. So you have to check all these values, okay? I'm not sure whether which one is correct. So you can find out the by substituting this dispersion number here and substituting L and dP, you will get the number that is for the blast furnace, sorry, for the packed bed. So from the experiment, that is from the figure, if you see the figure, this D upon UDP, this value for generally for blast furnace is to be around 0.5. It should be 0.5. But it can be observed that this value may be coming around 10 or more. So you can check this value. So this, because of there are the various bypassing, several bypassing is there, circulation is also there, and also the segregation of the solids and channeling will be there. So that's why there is a difference in this one. So for a particular packed bed having the small size of the particles, if you see the figure number 17, they have mentioned it. Flow in the packed bed. If you see this figure, it is coming to be around, if you take the average value, I told you earlier also for the gases, flow in packed bed, okay? So it is around 0.5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So roughly it is 0.5 in this range. So we can take that dispersion number based on the particle diameter, or we can say that it is intensity of the dispersion. So this is what? Intensity of the dispersion. So you can verify. So this is for the middle section. For top section also it may be there. For the lower section also be there. So you can do this exercise. I think similar kind of the example is there. Unsolved example. That is 13.1. You can try for that. There is one more another example that is on the kinetics. So there is a plug flow reactor. Homogeneous liquid reaction is there. So having the length is equal to 48 centimeter. It has the pallets packing material, packing with the 5 mm pallets. Having the conversion is around 99%, for mean residence time is 1 second. So we have to calculate the rate constant. K we have to calculate for various cases. So first case is that, so ideal plug flow reactor, ideal plug flow of liquid. So this is very easy to find out. So for the ideal plug flow reactor, first order reaction, Ca upon Ca0 is equal to exponential of -8. Is it? So by solving this equation, you can get the K value. Second one is if there is a deviation